Hello fellow three-pointers. This is a video tutorial on how to install the CafeX Trials environment on a Mac, laptop, or PC. First off, we need to make sure that if you have a previous version that we go ahead and uninstall it first. To do that, you will need to go to Finder, find your folder where is on your computer, go to Users, find your username, and within that username there should be a CafeX Trials. Just simply drag and drop to delete any previous version of the CafeX environment you have. Close the window, open up a browser, and navigate to the CafeX release page to actually download the latest release. It will prompt you for a username and password. Once you log in, you will come to this page, and from this page you can download the latest environment. Here you'll see in the trials environment there are two links. You will want to try the CafeX early access version. This is releases that are done on a daily basis but not have been fully tested. I recommend that you come to this page as often as you can to get the latest version, especially before demos that you perform. To start, you simply click on the link and it will start downloading the file. Once the file has been completely downloaded, click on the Show Folders option within the browser, Show in Finder, and double click on the file you downloaded. When you double click, it will continue to unpack the folder and actually create a folder where you could actually go in. Once you're in the folder you've unzipped, you should have 3 files within this folder. Now, if you click on the Install Trial Environment app, you double click, it will ask you a security permission. You will say open and actually start the install process. Where a window will come up, you click next, no information here, so click next. Accept the default profiles. It should be within your user folder and leave the name the same. And you go next. Since that folder doesn't exist, since we previously deleted for those who had it, you click OK and the install process continues. The install process is pretty quick and lightweight and should come back with your next option as soon as it's done. Once you click next, you will be prompted to provide your system password, where it will use to change some system parameters that will be needed in order for the solution to work. Once that has been completed, you'll see it opened up a Finder window in the back, but hit next and done. You've successfully installed the environment in your Mac OS. From here, if you go to your applications folder, you will see that a trials environment icon has been added to the folder, or you can go to your taskbar application and find the same exact folder here. From here you click on that to launch. You close the other windows and it will prompt up with the warning message. This warning message is to highlight that if you already were doing a demo and had pages open to the trial environment, either close it or refresh it once you have started all the services. I would suggest you start the proxy first and then start the gateway. Once you start the gateway, a browser window within Chrome will be brought up, which will bring you to the landing page of the trials environment. First, it will most likely prompt you for a username and password. The username is test, the password is test, and you will be able to get to the landing page. In some environments, it might take longer than others. As you see, mine just kicked in and my browser wasn't able to connect. I could just simply click on it again and press enter and be prompted to connect again. In some environments it'll run faster, some environments slower, so please be patient as you connect to the environment. I'm going to try again and I am able to log in. Since my password was already enabled in there, it did not ask it for me, but again, username and password to get onto this page is test and test. From here in the overview, please read the overview, get an understanding of what the environment is. Gives you, if you go to getting started, gives you some information on the setup that you've enabled as well as configuring other devices to work. Again, please read all the information here that's available, and then you can go to the live demos. In the live demos, we've enabled it so you have access to all the demos that you've seen and some new ones that you might not have. But for this training purposes, we're going to show Fusion Web. I click on Fusion Web. It gives me a blurb about all the information relevant to this demo and the link to start that demo, as well as a PowerPoint deck to support it. Here, when I click on the link, it'll bring me to the dialer page. I'll hit allow, and I have one dialer up. I'm going to minimize this screen so that I could actually bring up two windows and show you side by side. To open up the next dialer, I open up a new tab. I type in localhost 8080, and it brings me back to this page. I hit live demo, I go to Fusion Web, and again I click on the dialer and hit allow. To put the dialers side by side, I grab the tab, I pull it apart, and actually can now have it side by side. In this scenario, this is the most basic of dialers. You have the caller number for each of those. So from here, I could actually call 28001 and hit call. On some systems, it will take longer. You hear the ringing, and on the answer side, I click answer and give it a second or two for the media to reset up. Again, the time frame on how fast these get set up are dependent on the PC, but if you are patient, you'll be able to do a scenario like this. So here you're able to install the environment, get it started, and get the basic dialer up and running in a matter of minutes. That concludes our first lesson of installing the environment and getting basic dialing enabled. Again, it is strongly reinforced that every time you actually do a demo or on a periodic basis, come to the trials environment page, because they are constantly making updates. So this will be available to you. If you do not have access to this page, reach out to Kevin Glass or David Judwin to get credentials created. You will be able to do this. This instance will also be available in the Colo, and which will be provided in a separate email to the overall group. Any questions and feedback, please route them through me, and I will prioritize and funnel them into the CafeX roadmap. So please feel free to provide any feedback, suggestions to improve the experience, or any bugs or challenges you experience while demoing this to customers. Later lessons will actually have the breakdown of how to do demos for each of those dialers and use cases you've seen, and also we'll be including in third-party devices like the iPad, the Bria client, and the X90. Again, thank you again, and hopefully this was helpful.